right, this is a special meeting of the Amery Board of Education. Is there a motion to go into open session?
You just call it open.
Oh, all right. All right, I'll call the meeting to order, and the is the motion to hold a public hearing on the purchase of land.
Okay, in conversation with Baird Financial, who is our financial analyst, Steve Weld, who is our, of Weld Riley, is our attorney, and in conversation with our financial institution that is working the financing with us, there is a step in the process that we do not want to miss to make sure everything is on the up and up, and that is for us to have a public hearing on the purchase of land. That public hearing is not tonight. We simply need to have a motion to host a public hearing, which will be before our April 12th board meeting. It has to be 14 days or more from now, and that happens to be more than 14 days. So all we need is a motion to hold a public hearing, and we'll do that right before our meeting on April 12th. That's all we got to do tonight.
So we're going to do it before the board meeting?
We're going to have the public hearing before the board meeting on April 12th.
And what do we anticipate the public hearing to look like?
We have an agenda that's given to us by Weld Riley already. You need to describe where the land is, a picture if possible. You've already seen that. We can show that. You need to declare at present what your intent is for the land, and that can change. And after that, if anyone else wants to chime in at the public hearing, they can do that. And that's it. That's the entire agenda for that meeting.
Do you want the motion to set the date and time?
We can, in that we do know the date and time.
You know,
Well, that would be
So-
good to put
I
down
think
on our
that would
calendar.
make sense, since we don't
Yeah,
have
I
to
would
coordinate it after.
like to
the
do
fact.
it on the 12th before our
April
board meeting.
12th at 6 p.m., and we were simply going to meet in closed session prior to that at 5:30, and then the regular meeting would start whenever the public hearing is over.
Oh,
Could
so
be.
it's the same night as our board meeting?
Yep, same night as a board meeting, since you're already here.
so
That
do
makes
you
sense.
want to open that meeting up with the public hearing?
We'll have a public hearing, and then we'll do our regular meeting after that.
Okay.
Sort of like when we do the annual meeting and the budget meeting, same kind of deal.
Okay,
I'll
I
make-
make, oh, go ahead.
I'll make a motion, we hold a public hearing on the purchase of the land for, I guess, on April 12th at 6
6
o'clock.
p.m.
Just prior to our regular scheduled board meeting.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, the public hearing on the purchase of land will be scheduled for April 12th at 6 p.m.
Sorry, I have one question. Don't we usually meet on the third Monday of the month?
We have it on the 12th, in that we moved the March meeting up, so we moved this meeting up too.
Oh,
So we haven't set our dates for next year, but we can choose to meet wherever we want.
I just had it down on the 19th being the third
Nope,
Monday of
it's
the
the-
month. but
it's
we
the
moved
12th.
April's up?
It is the 12th.
Okay. That's fine. So is May the 10th, or is May still the 17th?
May I don't have committed to memory.
Okay,
I don't know.
just want to make sure I reserve it and make sure
I
I
think
don't,
it's all online.
Yeah.
the board meeting.
It's in board
meeting
book.
dates were approved quite like a year ago.
Yeah, I just always had it on the third Monday of the month unless.
I
There's a few
will
exceptions.
send a
unless we
reminder
changed
to
it,
you
and
on
I
the
remember
April
us changing
meeting,
April's, but that's
and
okay.
also get you the May meeting date as well.
Okay, I'll look it up.
May is the 17th, I hear.
Okay. Okay.
All right, the next action item would be the Lean Elementary HVAC project bids.
We only have 2 bids in at this time, so we're going to have to table this, and that our policy asks for 3. George has been hammering the email and working the phones to get our bids. It's a big project, and people really need to spend some time on it, so we do not have 3 bids, so we're not able to take action right now. But
Do
we
we
will
have to
put
wait
it,
for that third bid to come in?
that's by, he has a third one we're waiting for. That is what our policy states. I mean, if we're unable to get 3, then certainly we would proceed with 2 or 1, but we have 2. And we have it as an action item on April 12th, and that's still enough time to get it on the calendar. So he's been working the email and the phones to get it done.
Okay.
You want a motion.
All right,
to
do we need a
table that?
motion to table
Nope.
the HVAC project bids
Yeah.
until April 12th?
I'll make that.
Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, the project bids are tabled. And the last action item would be personnel.
Okay, we have new employee contracts for science teacher at the high school, Ryan Humpel, van driver, Jeffrey Pinger, and then reassignments. Rather than list them twice, Becky has simply listed them once. They're moving from building and grounds assistant to custodian in the case of Tommy Dusek. And Jeff Green is moving from night times at the elementary to daytimes at the middle. So those are the personnel items at this time.
So does Tommy, is that like a little bump for him maybe to be custodian or just
No, it's approximately the same.
lateral type?
It's approximately the same.
Okay.
And he'll still be driving bus as well?
Yes, he will still be driving bus. That's part of the deal.
My goodness.
Okay.
And then for Ryan Humpel, that will be starting in the fall for the science
Yep.
teacher?
Yes, we have our retirees that are still working out the rest of the year.
Right.
That would be Steve Schieffer's vacated position, and he's here all the way up through the end of the school year. So we'll need a motion to accept those, if that's what you want to do.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, anyone opposed? All right, the personnel action is approved.
And that's the end of the agenda.
All right.
So we would need to move to go into
I
closed
was gonna
session
say, yeah,
for the next part of the process, which is our second round of interviews for intermediate school principal.
is there a motion to go into closed session pursuant to section 19.851C of the Wisconsin statutes, so we can adjourn to closed session to interview and consider applicants for the position of intermediate school principal and may select candidates for a second interview?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, adjourn into closed session.
And that 5:30 is the first.